Hi and welcome to In the Chair. My name is Imogene Nix, but you know me. Today I am being joined by the kind Keri Arthur, the Sassie Lewis, and the knowledgeable Suzi Love.
Oh, I'm knowledgeable today.
I actually missed what I was.
Oh, you're kinky.
Okay.
Kinky.
I missed that.
Okay. Today we're talking about platforms. I'm all over the place with my platforms. I love lots of different platforms and I have a lot of fun. But along with that, there come some really sensible questions that you should be asking yourself going into growing your platform. So, Keri, do you want to go first? Talk about what platforms you're using?
Well, platforms basically is your means of connecting with your reader. And whatever platforms you have, you've got to be comfortable using. It's no use having platforms that you do not like using. For instance, I have Instagram. I don't use it a lot because I keep forgetting it's there. Every author should have at least a website and probably Facebook and Twitter, a newsletter, and yeah, just some means to at least connect to their readers. What it's not is constant promotion, buy my books, marketing, anything like that. That is not your platform. You will drive readers away if you're constantly marketing or promoting your books.
Yes. Suzi?
And one thing I always tell newer authors who are just starting is that once they've decided on their writing name, go to all the platforms and open an account with your name everywhere, because later on you mightn't be able to get that name if you need it. So even if you decide you're not going to use, like Tumblr or Pinterest or whatever, but at least go in and open an account with your name so that you are there, and then you can make the decision later which suits you best. But if you've got your name already logged in, you've acquired your account and reserved it for you so that you know how to use it. Then I always think it's a case of using whichever one suits what you're writing. Now, I use a lot on Pinterest and Tumblr because they're the ones that have photos and historical fashion and all that sort of stuff, and that's where I get the most followers. So I use those to point people towards my website and my blog where I talk about it. So you have to work out for yourself which one works the best for whatever you're writing.
Mm-hmm. Sassie?
I suck at platforms. I'm actually a real introvert, so I really am. I'm one of those people that will quite happily just hide and not interact with people if I don't have to. When I do it, I'm out there, but I don't. Okay, so you've got them. The ladies have mentioned some Pinterest, Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter. Facebook is your big one. If you're an author without a Facebook account and under your damn author name, people, seriously, I know but if I have my personal life and my family life is not my author life, so they are two separate identities. Your website is a big one, having your website, because that is the one place you can promote your books because it's always there and it should be well formatted. If you can't make a website yourself, get someone to design it. But these days they are so damn easy and they're free if you don't want to buy it. Another one is Wikipedia. I haven't set mine up yet, but it's one I keep meaning to do. You can open up, you can open up your own wiki page with all your easy access information on there. Oh, now I'm burping, sorry. And interact. As Keri said, your readers don't want to just hear about your books. They want to hear about you as a person. But also being a person, be professional. So we are all entitled to an opinion. We are all entitled to a rant. If you follow me on Facebook, you will know I am great at having a rant.
Imagine that.
I'm such a blunt bitch that when something pisses me off, everyone's got to freaking know about it. But also do it in a professional manner. So don't sit there and name people and bully people. Have a generalised rant. People are going to cotton on to what you're talking about, but you've legally covered your ass because you haven't named someone or been too specific about the situation. And be fun and light. Have that balance. Don't be the over-perky Barbie on Facebook either, where everyone thinks you are literally a plastic Barbie doll because everything you do is so fake that they're all rolling their eyes at you. And don't be the over-dramatic person that everything is woes is me, where I want to go, seriously, sweetheart, I'm going to slap you upside the head if all as I hear from you again is, oh, this happened to me again. I'm sure there's other people who've got it worse. Update your platforms regularly. I don't do it because I suck at this shit. I do it. Do as I say, not as I do.
And how many times have I told you?
She's forever on my ass about doing it. I don't do it. But do what feels comfortable for you. I have all these ones. I use them for specific things. Like my Tumblr account is the shit I can't post on Facebook, where you will see a big cock and a spread eagle chick on there and doing wickedly nasty things to each other. But I can't post that on Facebook and I can't post that on Instagram. And so I post that on Tumblr because it's less restrictions. Just find what works for you. Find where your readers, not the readers of just the genre, but your readers in particular are hanging out. And they're the ones you're going to use more frequently. And don't flood your feeds. So I will unfollow authors and friends that if I don't see a notification of them in months and months and months, and then all of a sudden, all my notifications for the day is just full of that one person, that pisses me off. And I end up actually unfollowing them. Not unfriending them, I just have it so I don't get notifications from them.
Yeah.
That's about all I can say. I'm really bad at platforms.
Okay. I bought into the Kristen Lamb School of Platforms, so my website gets updated at least twice every week. So I always do my 6 minutes Monday, and I always do my in the chair, or I'll do a blog post. So there's always 2 things happening every week because it only takes me a couple of minutes because I do it all myself, and I'm quite comfortable with that. Facebook, I will go through periods where I'm really, really on there a lot, and then I'll go, quiet. Simply because at that point in time, or my headspace or whatever. But I have Instagram, I've got Pinterest, I've got my website, I've got my newsletter, I've got Twitter. Twitter, actually, I have it set up so it's feeding out of my Facebook posts. So I don't need to do a lot with Twitter. I don't interact a lot on Twitter. I'll go every now and again if there's something happening or but usually it just kind of sits there and bubbles away. Mainly because Facebook, I like the interaction, I like the day-to-day, and I get to talk to a lot of different authors. I also believe that you need that out there profile, that's your author profile, but you need your private profile. And that's where if I'm going to have a bitch or a moan or a whine or a rant about politics or religion, you will always find it on my private. It never goes on my author page. And the reason why is I remember, and this was 20 odd years ago, but the Dixie Chicks came out and they did a song, I think it was called Hey Mr. President. The backlash was so massive. They went from these massive superstars to an almost nothing overnight. And as authors, we need to remember that we're not there to tell people what to vote. We're not there to tell people what religion to subscribe to. That's their decision. Our job is to entertain through our books. That's our job. Now, I see over and over and over and over and over and over and over again the rants on Facebook about various different political parties and affiliations and beliefs. And I have to tell you, I turn those authors off. I don't just unfollow. I actually now unfriend, because I don't want to hear that. I'm not there for that purpose. I'm on there as an author or as a reader. Now, above all, we do need to be professional on our platform, watching what's going on at the moment in the background. I actually put a post up this morning, and instead of doing the negative, this is really bad, I've gone, you know what, let's take a step away from the anger and the vitriol, and let's focus instead on the authors who are going to do it really tough. Let's go buy their books. Let's go join their street teams. Let's go spruik them. Because for me, I think more readers will look at that and they'll go, oh, thank God, we've seen the negative and the negative and the negative and the negative, and this is something positive. This is different. So really have a think about, how you address those kinds of issues. Are you buying into the negativity, or are you finding a different way to promote your thoughts? Again, please don't buy my book, 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 buy my book. There is nothing worse. Now, you will always see on mine, Keri's got a new book out. Yes, go buy Keri's book. Suzi's got a new book out. Have you yet, darling? Darling?
Suzi's asleep.
Suzi, have you got a new book out yet, darling?
I'm getting very close to having 10 to 15 new books out.
Whoa.
When those books are out, guess what? They'll go on my feed because I want to promote my friends. Yeah. Sassie, darling.
You ask me, I'm going to slap your chick. Writer's block is a freaking bitch. I have been writing, but it was my birthday last weekend and I had my mum up from New South Wales, and I had an editing job to get back. So I had that work to get out of the way. But hopefully after this, I'll be back to writing today.
But the point I'm making, though, is I'm not telling you to buy my book. I'm talking about my friends' books.
Buy other people's books.
It's interspersed with, guess what? We bought a caravan. Or guess what? The dog went for a run out in the backyard. Or guess what? But, be real. Really connect with people so that they feel that you're a real person and not just a cardboard cutout, that you'll find on the back of a book. So, yeah.
Can I say one more thing about author platforms, when I just thought of it, because I'm going to forget again. You should also check how your author platforms are doing for you.
Oh, yes.
And when you're on your website, now every website can put on Google Analytics or one of the others.
Oh, no, you got to be very careful about that right now with the privacy laws coming in Europe.
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah, but at least
get that shit off your website if you've got it on.
At least they do tell you where your traffic's coming from. And they won't stop that, I don't think, because when I look at mine, it says to me, like 70% of your traffic is coming to your website from Pinterest. Or, so when you look at that, you've got an idea of who's reading and where they are.
Yeah.
And on that note, Keri's quite right. The GDPR rules are quite extreme. I've actually started to address that on my own website. But you do need to be up there. And talking about websites, Keri, do you have the .com website?
What .com?
You have KeriArthur.com.
Oh, yes, sorry.
And you have you got KeriArthur.com.au?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so one of the important things is, and I sort of ran into a problem with this a couple of years ago. I had ImogeneNix.com and I got what they call cyber squatted. So unless I'm willing to pay, $3,700 to get my domain back, it's being held ransom, and I've just decided not to worry. But you really should, as part of your platform, have the .com, have the .net, have the .com.au if you're in Australia, have the .net.au if you're in Australia, have the .org, have any of those variety, because part of your platform is also your name. And the last thing you want is, Sassie Lewis coming and squatting on Imogene Nix. France. Say, for instance.
I'm already .com, darling.
I know you are, sweetie. But you do need to go off and do that. And there are lots of really cheap sites around to go and invest in that. I also tend to agree with Susie. You do need to run some analytics. Most websites actually will be able to tell you what your referring website is. It is certainly worthwhile knowing that, because if you're getting a high proportion of people coming to, say, your Facebook page from Pinterest, then you know that you're putting time into something that's worthwhile, that it is worthwhile putting it into Pinterest. But I would also recommend that you go and do some research on GDPR. That's coming soon. But above all, with your platform, be comfortable. Choose things that you can do. You don't need to do every platform known to man. I don't do Tumblr. I'm really not bothered. I'm really not bothered by Tumblr at all.
One of the ladies, I think it might have been Susie, mentioned having it hooked up, or it might have been you, Amy, that hooked up so one feeds into the other. You can actually do that with your multiple platforms. And the one great thing about your website is you can hook a website blog up directly to Amazon.
Yes.
So if you're ever wondering how those authors on Amazon have little bubbles underneath their books and with blog posts and stuff like that, that's usually fed through their website. Thing with those is you've got to be really careful about the contents, because you can't be derogatory to other authors, other books, and you can't mention other platforms, as in like Kobo and iTunes and stuff like that. So yeah, but you can, there's lots and lots of YouTube videos out there. That's another platform, YouTube.
Well, we obviously have YouTube.
Yeah, because we've got our own YouTube channel. So there's lots of videos out there telling you how to hook up your platforms so that you don't have to have them all hooked up so they're all doing the same thing, but you can have Twitter feed into your Facebook page and your Facebook profile feed into Instagram and whatnot. So it's a time saver. And that's the one thing with your platform, time management. If you're spending more time on your platforms than you are on writing, you're doing it wrong, because your majority of your time should always be on your writing. Your platform should just be regular updates once a week. I know some authors have a half an hour to an hour, their coffee break in the morning after they're waking up and they're still not working, or their brain's not, like me, where they sit down, have their coffee, and that's the time where they'll check their emails, their platforms and everything like that before their writing day starts.
And if it all feels a bit too much, there are aggregator sites you can use. So you could go to somewhere like Hootsuite, where you can actually pre-schedule. So you can do, 24 posts or whatever, and they go to all the various different sites. So they might do, I'm not sure if Hootsuite does Instagram, but it'll do Twitter, it'll do Facebook.
Yep, it does now.
It does now. Okay, so, and you can actually do that so that
and there's Edgar as well.
Yep, there's a whole tribe of them. Just go and have a look. But certainly go and have a play, see what you feel comfortable with. As you get to the point where you're starting to bed down your author name, which always happens well before you get that first book out, go claim those pages early so that you...
Because you might have to change your author name. Originally, when I picked up Sassie as my author name, I had it spelt with the Y instead of the IE. And the only thing I could get was a Hotmail account. I couldn't get a Google Mail account. I couldn't get a website. I couldn't get a Facebook account. So I changed the spelling, and Bob's your uncle. Now you have Sassie.
Yep. And on the Gmail too, I mean, you now need to use Gmail or something like that to log into your YouTube. So I would always suggest go for a Google email address over, say, a Yahoo or something like that. But
I don't. I've closed down Yahoo and I've closed down Hotmail, so I've only got Gmail.
Yeah. So there is certainly a lot more to learn about platforms. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get the ladies to give us all their platform links so you can actually go and like and follow them. Yes, Sassie, go for it.
Know your damn platform URLs. I am hosting an event, and can I tell you how many authors have filled out the forms with the wrong damn URL? Like, this website doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Know the URLs. Keep a spreadsheet of the damn things. It's pointless having these platforms if you can't actually share them with other people and go, here's my URL. Sorry.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay, so all right, we got there. All right, so we've got to the end of another chat fest. We're really good at these. As always, please ring our bell. Sassy, gonna ring our bell? Ring our bell. Ding, 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 ding.
I'm still asleep. My body's up. My brain is.
Keri, subscribe to our channel.
Yay.
And Suzi, share our posts.
Woohoo! Will do.
And please remember that, come back, join us, feel free to chat below, go check out all our platforms, and it's goodbye from me. And it's
goodbye from us.
Bye.